Bernie Sanders is trying to do his old thing again, trying to increase the federal minimum wage to $17 an hour, and we'll talk about why that'd be catastrophic for small businesses in a second. But first, I want you to look at what Bernie Sanders says in his policy announcement. Here it is.
Time to raise the $7.25 an hour federal minimum wage, which is a disgraceful minimum wage, to a living wage. At least $17 an hour, and that is precisely what the legislation that we are introducing today will do.
So Democrats have been trying this for a long time, and it just never works. It's never happened, so I'm not worried about it happening. Obviously, it would never get past the Senate, it would never get past the House, and Donald Trump would never sign something like this. But just for fun, I did some research because I wanted to find out how many people that this would actually apply to, and I thought the results were shocking. So here we go. The average hourly rate in the US that people make, and this excludes kind of those weird outliers at the top like CEOs, the average hourly rate is $29 per hour. So it's nowhere close to the 17 that Bernie Sanders is talking about. Then I looked up the amount of hourly workers, these is not salary workers, just hourly workers, the amount of them that are actually making the minimum wage of $725. And guys, the answer is 1%. Not 1% of Americans, 1% of people who are making an hourly wage. And again, that includes people who are making a lot of money on tips as well. So if there's a waiter that makes $3, they're included in that, even though overall they probably make $20 when you include tips in. So raising the minimum wage is stupid on its face, but it would actually hurt some small businesses. So it turns out basically the only businesses right now that are paying minimum wage are ones that have interns, and then the industries where Americans would not be happy if prices were to rise. And I'm talking about fast food and retail. If we were to raise the minimum wage companies, we'll take them separately. On the internship side, companies would just stop hiring interns, or at least they'd stop paying them, because if you have to pay them $7.25, it gives them a small stipend, you're fine with that. But if you have to pay them $17 and it's just some kid who's kind of learning this skill in the first place, just don't pay them. It's not that uncommon to not pay them. Why not just not pay them, then have to go to that price increase? So that's going to happen there, which is a net negative, I would say. And then if you look at the retail and fast food side, if the minimum wage goes up, the cost of labor will be put on the consumer. The burgers and the shirts are going to cost more. They are. Because both retailers and fast food restaurants have honestly incredibly small profit margins. If you look, they cannot pay people more really than they are. And that's why they hire teenagers on minimum wage. And I know, because I have actually worked a minimum wage job like this. Like, I've been in that situation. I get it. Democrats talk about trying to make life more affordable for the little guy. This policy would be the complete opposite of that. If you don't like how much clothes and food costs right now, wait till the person checking you out costs 2 times more to hire. That's what Bernie Sanders wants. And again, if you're concerned about limited jobs, which I think we all are, then wait until all restaurants are now completely automated because they have to pay someone $17 to flip burgers. Again, no shame in that. I'm not saying that flipping burgers is a bad thing. I'm just saying you can pay a teenager $7.25, or you can go get a robot, because you cannot afford to pay that teenager $17 an hour. If you look at the profit margins, it just doesn't work. Did you know that hundreds of thousands of Americans are going to lose millions of dollars this year just because they forget to file their taxes? Guys, this year, 88% of filers will get a return of at least $3,000 back from the IRS, but a lot of people are leaving money on the table thinking that they're going to lose money when they file. And that's why I partnered with Quick Tax America. Quick Tax America has already gotten its average tax returner over $4,000 back from the IRS just this year. And unlike the other services, they're not raising rates just because it's the last week before taxes are due. All federal tax returns with them are only $69, and they do all the work for you. All you got to do is upload your files, answer a few basic questions, and schedule a 15-minute finish your return call with a tax professional, and they do all the rest. They get you the biggest and best return possible. Go check them out at quicktaxamerica.com, or you can go to the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, go down below, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and watch another video.